Please start us off.
Yeah, hey, Matt. This is a one-point game with 6 minutes to go, I believe. What got your team through at this time, and was it important for them to close one out like this?
Yeah,
the big
no
picture.
question. Yeah, when you get into those games and, at the 4-minute mark around there, it was at, that 5-6 point mark like it was at Maryland, like it was at Minnesota where we have that lead. So it was very, very similar. Obviously, at the end of the game, we were able to force some turnovers, and I thought that was key, and we were able to make our free throws. So those two aspects were, allowed us to close the game out. If they get 3 possessions there and they get 3 good looks at it, percentages are going to say they're at least going to get 1 of them and score that, maybe even 2, possibly, 3. But, we took some passes away. We had some active hands. One I thought was just a careless pass on theirs, and we wanted to pressure their guards bringing the ball up, and then when they would have other guys bring the ball up, I thought our guys did a good job of just making it tough on them.
Can you just speak to the player Trayvion's become in terms of that guy you can go to when you absolutely have to have a basket, and how he's sort of wearing that right now?
Well, obviously he played well, and we had to have a tough half at Michigan State, and I think it's kind of hard for some of our other guys, our younger guys especially, to kind of understand and give in to the fact that you're going to play through him. We played through him in that second half, and obviously we had a really good second half against Michigan State at their place. We defended well. We executed in the second half, but we also were 3 for 24 from 3. We did it without knocking down shots, and then tonight they had more or less stayed one-on-one with him, and so we just wanted to go to the well. If they were going to double him more or throw different things at him, then they came in and held a couple times, and he made some good passes. Obviously, Jaden got the 1-3 from that. But, I'm a little bit amazed of us being in close games, us being able to get wins, and we don't shoot that well from 3. You got to have, some balance. We have some guys that can, in my opinion, can really shoot the basketball. But if they're going to play us one-on-one with him, then, we have to be able to get deep post position and go right at him. And I thought Trayvion did a great job tonight and was consistent and, wanted the basketball.
So what you're saying is that first half at Michigan State, that kind of got the message across to everybody else that Trayvion's going to get the ball. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I got the message across to me. That's who I got the message across to. And then when you go with things, sometimes you're trying to figure things out. But when something's really clear like that, like, hey, we got 16 points in this half. But, he got in some foul trouble in the first half at their place. He got in some foul trouble tonight. And obviously Zach did too. But no, that's, if you have something that's working, why go away from it? And when we established that at Michigan State, we just stayed with it. And so we just thought tonight, we wanted to be able to go to him and go to Zach. And, once again, those guys have 38 points in 38 minutes. It's really impressive, their stat line together. But Zach has a really good stat line. He has 10 and 5 in 7.5 minutes. It's crazy. Isaac used to have, some stat lines like that. And, but, he obviously didn't play as much because he got he got in foul trouble and had 3 in the first half and got his 4th. But those guys together, they're a load. They'll, if you keep posting hard and, they'll get you into the bonus and, you can steal some points from the free throw line.
It seemed in the second half especially that you guys made some efforts to get Trayvion on the move a little bit more in the half court.
Right.
Why was that important?
Just to move him around a little bit, obviously, get him into some slips to the basket. He obviously had the 1 slip in the second half and, letting him catch the ball in the perimeter and then get into some ball screen action. So then he's diving and then you just don't want to anchor him every single time. You got to get him into some action, make them defend that action, diving, and then be able to step to their body on some of those dives. So just trying to hold his defender accountable as much as we could with different actions so he can get in better positions. And our guards can have, when he starts to score, now your guards can really attack their bigs, and their bigs really want to stay, attached, to Trayvion and to Zach, and that opens up some lanes to drive.
Right. Your guys did a pretty good job with turnovers, and I think until the one late, I can't remember any other live ball turnovers other than that one. Just can you speak to the job they did taking care of the basketball and just how important that is against Michigan State especially?
Oh, it's so important, especially for us because, they did a better job on the glass. And so, we have 9 fewer turnovers and they have 8, They have 8 more rebounds than us. So you win the possession battle by 1. So it's, a really important stat, when you struggle on the glass like we did.
Just what you got from Eric the last 2 games from an offensive perspective, is that giving you a little more balance here? Or?
Yeah, he's taken what the defense has given him. He didn't have a lot of assists tonight, but yet we're playing through the post, so he's not going to have as many. The stat is just his efficiency. He knocked down a couple threes. He's 6 for 8. He doesn't turn the ball over. He does a good job on the defensive end. So, yeah, back-to-back games, just being consistent. I think that's, he's not out there hunting things. He's just taking them. But I liked his drives. He's got to be aggressive on drives and, make those guys stop him. If they don't stop him, get to that rim and create for other people, create for yourselves, look for your pull-up, take the open threes when they're there, play in transition, and just be aggressive. I thought he had a good overall game.
And just the last thing I wanted to ask you, can you just, I guess, speak to what Jaden gives you in terms of that jolt of electricity you had there in the second half where he gets the dunk and then he hits the 3 off the feed from Trayvion and then he blocks the shot and gets Eric the 3 and just what he's capable of,
Right.
in those kind of bursts.
Yeah, he's very talented, very athletic, good with the ball, can break people down. I think once he gets in space or he gets out in the open, you see the possibilities for him. We just couldn't get into those opportunities very much. Today there wasn't a lot of turnovers. It wasn't those situations, but once he did, you can see how dynamic he is, getting to the basket, driving the ball, creating for other people, blocking shots, dunking. I thought his 3 tonight, he just took it rhythm, took his time, and those are the ones he's got to take. He's a good shooter. He's a much better shooter than his numbers, and that's going to come out in his career. But I thought tonight, he took what the defense gave him. It's frustrating for him. It's frustrating for Brandon when they can't get going offensively. I thought tonight they showed, some maturity and didn't force and just kind of took what the defense gave them. And then the second half, obviously, Jaden got more opportunities. But the way they were defending us and the way they were just taking things away from our guards, it just, you're going to have, fewer opportunities, out there as a guard the way they guarded us. So we just tried to get the ball inside. But I thought Jaden had a really good game, especially in the.
Right. Were you offense, defense substituting Newman and Stefanovic, or was that because of Newman's foul trouble?
Yes. No. I wanted Brandon Newman on Aaron Henry. So it's the thing that Aaron Henry causes a problem with. He causes a problem when shots go up for those guards. He causes a problem with the way they post him up. He'll just step to you in that mid post, top of the keyhole area. And then just, now he's just looking to take you and make a play. And Brandon was given good resistance with him. And Brandon got some deflections, got some steals, took away a couple passes there in the last 4 minutes where he couldn't get the ball. And I wanted Brandon on him. The thing with Sasha was, obviously his ability to shoot, and Brandon obviously can shoot the ball too, but Sasha can get the ball inside. Sasha does a good job of delivering the basketball. And I thought going down the stretch, we really wanted him in there. Jaden could create and break people down. Sasha could knock down shots, but also Sasha can get that ball inside. And I thought that was, important for us.
Thanks, Matt.
No problem.
Mike Carmen.
Matt, you mentioned yesterday, like in a week or two, you want to get your team to peak going into the postseason. How much can a game like this maybe push you a little bit closer to where you want them?
Well, I just think being able to get into the same situation you've been in, obviously it's a home game versus a couple road, and being able to pull it out and make the plays at the end of the game, I think that builds confidence. Obviously we make it pretty hard, and everybody's out there trying to make shots. But once again, it's a sign of a good team, though, when you have struggles shooting the basketball and you can still be in games and win games. And, our team's been able to battle when we've struggled from 3, and hopefully that piece of it has something to do with knocking down shots. That would be great.
Just to get 48 points in the paint, I know a majority of those were Trayvion and Zach, but when you drew up this game plan, was that part of it, trying to get almost 50 in the paint?
We didn't have an exact number, but, throw the ball to them, make them defend, make them, guard us in those areas. We just, we just felt from our first game that, force them to take that away, then let's just play off of that if they take it away. And they just tried to stay one-on-one as much as possible and do some scrapes. And so we just stayed with trying to get them the ball as much as we could.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.